who were the ancient biblical Black Israelites tribes that existed in Africa? They were the real Jews. However, with time, different records whitewashed these ancient Israelites and made them white. Yet, in Africa, Black Jewish tribes live to this day in different regions, with their origin going back to the biblical Black Israelites. But what is the proof that they are the real lost Black Israelites tribes mentioned in the Bible? Where do they live, and what do they have in common with the ancient Israelites? Above all, where do they live, and in what conditions they live today? Welcome to a new episode of Black Afric Diary, a channel where we talk about Black African history, culture, arts, and civilization. It's a place where you will see the real picture of Black Africa, its stories, and the events defining it. In this episode, we will debunk. Let's get started. Number 1. Beta Israel. The Beta Israel, also known as Ethiopian Jews or Falashas, have a fascinating history. According to Ethiopian tradition, their ancestors migrated from the Kingdom of Israel over 2,000 years ago, settling around places like Lake Tana and the Simeon Mountains in northern Ethiopia. Over centuries of living in relative isolation from other Jewish communities, their religious practices evolved in unique ways. They honor Shabbat, adhere to kosher dietary laws, practice circumcision, and celebrate Jewish holidays like Passover and Yom Kippur. Their religious texts, including the Orit, their version of the Torah, incorporate additional writings and interpretations that reflect their cultural heritage. Scholars and genetic studies provide evidence supporting the Beta Israel's claim to ancient Jewish ancestry. Genetic markers and shared cultural practices link them with Jewish populations, affirming their historical connections. Linguistically, their languages, Ge'ez and Amharic, show influences from Hebrew, underscoring their rooted heritage. In the late 20th century, many Beta Israel migrated to Israel during large-scale operations such as Operation Moses and Operation Solomon, seeking safety and better opportunities. Today, most Beta Israel reside in bustling urban centers in Israel, such as Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Beersheba. However, they also continue to live in Ethiopia. Number 2. Igbo Jews. The Igbo Jews proudly trace their lineage back to the tribes of Gad, Levi, and parts of Ephraim and Manasseh, asserting descent from ancient Israelites. According to their oral traditions and historical accounts, their ancestors migrated eastward across Africa, settling in southeastern Nigeria, particularly in the heart of Igbo territory. While pinpointing the exact timing of this migration remains challenging due to the oral nature of their history, it is believed to have occurred as early as the 9th century or possibly earlier. In their religious practices, the Igbo Jews blend ancient Israelite customs with local Igbo traditions. They uphold the tradition of circumcision on the 8th day after birth, follow dietary laws like kosher, observe Shabbat, and celebrate Jewish holidays such as Passover and Yom Kippur. Their synagogues serve as vital community hubs for prayer, where they engage in liturgies that blend together Hebrew and Igbo languages. The Igbo Jews' claim to ancient Israelite ancestry finds strong support in their meticulously preserved oral traditions, which trace their lineage back to specific Israelite tribes. They maintain cultural practices and beliefs that resonate with Jewish traditions found in other communities worldwide. In recent years, the Igbo Jewish community has garnered increasing international recognition. Some members have undertaken formal conversions to Judaism, recognized by established Jewish authorities, promoting deeper ties with global Jewish communities and bolstering support for their cultural and religious practices. Culturally, the Igbo Jews have nurtured a distinct identity that harmonizes Jewish rituals with indigenous Igbo customs. They have made significant contributions to local arts, music, and rituals, enriching their community's cultural fabric. Their resilience in preserving their heritage amid socio-political challenges serves as a testament to their unwavering dedication to their unique identity. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Number 3. Lmba Tribe. The Lmba trace their lineage back to the tribe of Levi, traditionally associated with the Jewish priesthood. According to their oral traditions and genealogical records, Their ancestors began their journey from the Middle East around the 7th century. They traveled southward across Africa, settling in present-day Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Mozambique through successive migration waves that spread them across southern Africa. In their religious observance, the Lmba adhere to customs that echo Judaism. They meticulously follow dietary laws like kosher, abstaining from foods like pork, and practice male circumcision. Ritual purity holds profound significance in their religious ceremonies and practices, emphasizing their commitment to spiritual cleanliness. The Lmba's claim of descent from ancient Israelites receives validation from genetic studies conducted in the late 20th century. These studies identified genetic markers among the Lmba that are commonly found in Jewish populations of Middle Eastern origin. This scientific evidence offers credence to their long-standing oral traditions and historical assertions of originating from ancient Israelite communities. Culturally, the Lmba have preserved distinct traditions that reflect their claimed Israelite heritage. They observe rituals such as burying their deceased facing eastward, avoiding certain types of fish without scales, and observing a Sabbath-like day of rest. The Buba clan and their religious leaders play a pivotal role in safeguarding and passing down these religious traditions and genealogical records within their community. Number 4. Sefwi Jews. The Sefwi Wiauso community in Ghana, also known as the Sefwi Jews, trace their lineage back to the biblical ancient Israelites, specifically identifying with the tribe of Naphtali. Their historical narrative is deeply ingrained in oral traditions passed down through generations, recounting a migration from northern Israel southward through North Africa. Eventually, they settled in various parts of West Africa before establishing their current homeland in Sefwi Wiauso, located in Ghana's western region. While exact dates are challenging to pinpoint due to the reliance on oral history, this migration is believed to have occurred centuries ago. In their religious observance, the Sefwi Wiauso community practices a distinctive blend of customs that they perceive as echoing ancient Israelite traditions. They adhere to dietary laws, abstaining from mixing meat and milk, and observe circumcision rituals. Their agricultural practices and rituals are also maintained with a belief in their biblical origins, reinforcing their cultural and spiritual connection to ancient Israel. Culturally, the Sefwi Wiauso people have safeguarded traditions that they assert reflect their Israelite ancestry. These include rites of passage, marriage customs, and festivals that they see as mirroring ancient Jewish traditions. Community cohesion is paramount, underscoring their commitment to preserving a distinct identity within Ghanaian society while navigating the dominant influences of Christianity and Islam. The claim of descent from biblical ancient Israelites is substantiated within the Sefwi Wiauso community primarily through oral traditions and cultural practices. They assert a lineage from the tribe of Naphtali and maintain that their migration route aligns with historical accounts of Jewish dispersion. Number 5. The Abayudaya. Located primarily around Mbale in eastern Uganda, the Abayudaya community traces its beginnings to Seme Kakungulu, a notable figure who embraced Judaism in the early 20th century. Initially associated with the Uganda Martyrs movement supported by the British, Kakungulu later converted to Judaism after encountering Jewish scriptures. He and his followers adopted Jewish practices such as circumcision, observing Shabbat, and following kosher dietary laws. The Abayudaya claim descent from ancient biblical Israelites based on their adherence to Jewish customs and traditions rather than claiming direct genetic lineage. Their spiritual and cultural identity revolves around the teachings of the Torah, which serves as the cornerstone guiding their beliefs and practices. Their narrative highlights a journey of religious conversion and cultural adoption rather than a provable genetic lineage to ancient Israelites. Number 6. Shona Jews. Found predominantly in rural areas near Harare and Masvingo, the Shona Jews emerged similarly to the Abayudaya, however, under different circumstances. Their community traces its roots to Rabsun Wuriga, a local spiritual leader who in the late 20th century proclaimed a divine revelation linking his people to biblical Israelites. Wuriga's teachings integrated elements of Christianity with Jewish traditions, emphasizing the Old Testament as sacred scripture. Embracing Jewish practices such as dietary laws and holidays, the Shona Jews initially faced skepticism from neighboring Christian and traditional religious groups in Zimbabwe. The Shona Jews' connection to ancient biblical Israelites is rooted in spiritual revelation and the adoption of Jewish practices as foundational to their identity. Unlike genetic or historical evidence, their claim of descent rests on their religious beliefs and cultural alignment with ancient Israelite traditions. Like the Abayudaya, their narrative emphasizes cultural and religious affinity rather than a verifiable genetic lineage to ancient Israelites. What do you think? Do these Black Jewish tribes have origins in the biblical ancient Israelites? Isn't it true that the ancient Israelites were Black? However, the record was tempered and they were portrayed as white. In the comment section right below, share your thoughts on these Black Jewish tribes living in Africa today. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.